RUTV Live, your campus current affairs talk show. My name is Jackie Wilson and I am joined by Hanna, the executive producer and anchor of RUTV News, and Cole Deakin, who is also an anchor and reporter for RUTV News. Thank you so much for joining me, gentlemen. I really appreciate it. Today we have quite an exciting topic to start off 2015 with, and that is freedom of speech. Earlier this month, on Wednesday, January the 7th, the French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo, located in Paris, was attacked by an Al-Qaeda-affiliated terrorist. Brothers Sharif and Saeed Kouachi stormed the magazine office and killed 9 magazine staff, 2 police officers, and 1 maintenance worker. The anti-establishment and anti-religious magazine became a target of Muslim fundamentalists after continuing to run caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad on the cover. Would you say that in Canada and the US, we are really fortunate to be able to poke fun at our leaders and business people, those in power? Would you say that gives us a sense of democracy here in Canada?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to say no to this one.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
It's a pillar, right, to our democracy. What's key about this is that in France, which is one of the first democracies in the world, right, they stand for freedom of speech. So you had these obviously extremists come in and attack the people based on what our values are. So this is what we have in our countries, right? Freedom of speech, it's obviously the pillar.
Yeah, and what I want to add on to that is when you become in that position of power, it's almost expected that you're going to be talked about negatively, positively, and you kind of have to deal with it. It's not something you can take away because you are in that position that people look up to, and they look up to it negatively or positively.
Yeah.
Look at Jon Stewart.
Exactly.
Right.
That's kind of what I was thinking when I thought of this, is all those late night TV shows that make billions of dollars, and it's all satirical comedy making fun of leaders of our country.
Yeah, the difference is the people who obviously did the attacks didn't believe that the Muhammad should have been presented in that way, right?
Yeah.
And we can debate about that. However, like I said, they don't really have much of a legal argument because they have the right to publish that in their magazine.
And I think as journalists and broadcasters, for us, it's hard. What topics make you the most uneasy to talk about?
Appropriately, it would be religion.
Yeah.
Because it's such a gray area, right? Facts are subjective. So I would say religion.
Definitely, and I don't think it's necessarily being scared of talking about it because there's a lot of great news. I mean, we've talked about how much great news comes out of religion, but it's the fine line that you have to understand that's there and present, because facts are facts for something like transit or something like food or entertainment. But something like religion, there's no fact, and you can't really say what is true and what isn't true because there's so many different views on it.
Yeah, it's different for everyone around the world. That's a great point. So looking at the past Charlie Hebdo attacks, the warnings, and in the recent newspaper that said no attacks have happened yet, that's speaking as of 2015, do you think it was tempting those radicals, knowing that it had upset them in the past and knowing that they got firebombed in 2011 after depicting the Prophet Muhammad?
Holy moly, if we have to worry about appeasing to terrorists every time we print something, we're living in an awful world, you know?
Yeah, definitely, and you can't really think about that, I don't think. I think that you have to just go with it if you're going to go with it, or not go with it if you're not going to go with it. And if you're thinking too much about that, it's going to make you not publish something because you're too scared.
Yeah.
And
that's a dangerous precedent.
Definitely.
Dangerous precedent.
yeah, and I think what was really powerful was the reaction back from being attacked in our freedom of speech. There was the hashtag Je suis Charlie, Je suis Ahmed that went viral on social media. Did either of those you use them? What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a great cause.
Yeah.
It brought attention, right, to something important. I didn't use it though because I didn't want to lump myself into that and say that I believe in this, right? Because my beliefs are much broader than that.
Definitely, completely agree with Greg.
Well, I think that's a great way to end it. Thank you so much for joining me, gentlemen. That's all the time we have for today on RUTV Live. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to look at future episodes, you can visit rutvlive.ca, and of course, you can always like us on Facebook. And we love to hear what your takes on our topics are. So please tweet at RUTV Live_. Thank you so much again for joining us. We'll see you next week.